What's up, guys? It's your boy Pep Fernandez from the Inland Sports Show. I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for your support over the last several years. In fact, we're going on year number 8 of the Inland Sports Show. It has certainly changed and evolved over the years, and you guys have been along for the entire journey. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it. We're on social media, so if you're already following us or subscribing, great. But you can also tell your teammates, your people at school, your family, your friends. There's the Inland Sports YouTube channel, approaching 2 million views. We got several thousand subscribers. We appreciate it. And make sure you share with other folks who might not be subscribing. Same goes for Twitter. We're on Twitter as well. And if you're looking for immediate results, breaking news, we post pictures and shorter videos. Check us out on Twitter. That's Inland_Sports on Twitter. And we're also on Facebook. Yeah, we're still doing Facebook. In fact, we live stream the Inland Sports Show on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, you can check it out there live on Wednesday nights at 6:05 p.m. We're also on the Gram, the IG. If you want to see pictures and shorter videos from a lot of the games and events that we go to, you can check it out on Instagram. So if you support us by following along on social media, thank you so much. And if you'd like to take that to the next level, Inland Sports also has a Venmo account. If you'd like to financially support the show, you appreciate the service we provide to the IE, you can do that as well. Again, this is just an opportunity to say thank you to all you guys out there who follow the Inland Sports Show. You watch the Inland Sports Show each and every week. Thank you guys so much, and the best is yet to come. And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show this week, live and amplified every single Wednesday night. We got a really good show. I'm excited about this because we've been breaking down a lot of high school baseball, a lot of high school softball, and we still have more to go. We got the regional playoffs coming out this weekend. We'll see who's advancing to the brackets in the SoCal Regional, but big news on the track and field front as the CIF State meet going down at Buchanan High School up in Clovis. I've been there a bunch of times. Beautiful stadium up there. Been up there for track and some high school football. And the Inland Empire will be well represented once again. Last week we had Seth Johnson from Cajon High School join us here on the show. And tonight we got another track and field heavyweight from our IE region. And that would be, of course, the Roosevelt Mustangs. The girls' side for Roosevelt, your CIF Southern Section Division I champion, and winning that in dramatic fashion at the very end. Then another successful run at Masters, and now on to the state meet. So we will talk to head coach Shauna Bernard Joseph and some of the girls track and field athletes, plus Hunter O'Brien, is the top pole vaulter in the state right now. He is your Masters champion. He set the Riverside County record, and he's got the best mark so far in the state this season. So let's take you out to Roosevelt High School. Let's check in on the Mustangs as they get ready for the CIF State meet up at Buchanan High School in Clovis this weekend. And now join us here on the show as we go out to Roosevelt High School, check up with the track and field team, getting ready for the CIF State meet coming up in Clovis at Buchanan High School. Coach Shauna, right, and the Mustangs getting ready for that big meet. Your CIF Southern Section Division I champions on the girls' side. And Coach, real quick, before we talk about the state meet, talk about winning a Division I championship in the Southern Section. I mean, this is the best of the best. That's a very big deal.
You're right, Pep. You're right. But this is our second time doing it. So the second time gets easier. The first time was the hardest, but this second time around, we knew what, I don't know how to say it, but just the I guess I think Naomi's our only one on the team that was pretty much on that 2019 team, but she was able to, make the girls feel comfortable and as far as the kids being ready to go. As far as me personally, just knowing what we had to do, the fact that we had multiple, Dakota in the 1 and the 2, Crystal was in the one and the 2, Naomi was in the 4 and the 2. We had multiple events, so it really helped this time. So I was pretty confident going into it, even though we were the underdogs.
Coach, let me ask you this. So I know Naomi Johnson's joining us. Can you introduce each of your athletes for us?
I can. This is Dakota Minor. This is Jalen Salas. Hunter, obviously, Cobalt, Naomi, and then this is Kaya Burns. She's our baby. She's actually, Pep, she's actually in the same position as Naomi was when she was a freshman. They run pretty much the same events. And Naomi won 2019, she won a championship. In 2022, Kaya's winning a championship. So,
that must be nice because you're obviously winning right now, but you're also keeping an eye on the future. Like you've got some young up and comers.
I do. I always have young up and comers. I always got little people in my back pocket waiting to come and fill the shoes of these young ladies who do an awesome job. I think the culture at Roosevelt, we build off of what we do the year before. So I know as far as the girls program, these girls that come in here know that we're trying to win a championship, and we are. This is our second time within 3 years? So.
All right, Coach, listen, I'm gonna get to Hunter in a second, but let me start with the ladies, and I'm just gonna go left to right on my screen. Yes, exactly. And so, ladies, this is the same question for all of you. What was it like winning the Division I championship, especially because I think it came down to the wire, right? You guys won by 1 point. It came down to the end. What was that like winning a CIF championship in such a dramatic fashion?
Yeah.
Okay. It was kind of hectic just because that was like my first time ever like having to experience something like that. And but it was also kind of nice too because we all knew what we needed to do. We were like kind of like a fresh team. Like we all just kind of like got to know each other like this year. So it was kind of just a nice experience, just being able to do that with a new team and do what we needed to do out there.
Yeah, to add on, it was a good experience. There was a little bit of pressure, but the experience was definitely good, and we know what to expect coming in next year.
Yeah, I agree with Dakota. Coming in with the new team, it was really nice to win again. So yeah,
I agree with everything that they said. It was really cool winning.
And then the Orchid was also on the team. She decided to join us late, but Orchid, the question posed to you, how was it?
It was good.
Coach, what was it like for you, knowing it's coming down to the final event and, it was so close. And like you said, maybe you weren't the favorites going into the meet, maybe kind of an underdog role. What was it like for you?
We already knew, and I prepped the girls maybe 2 weeks ahead of time that was going to come down to the 4x4. So I think I was just anticipating it. We had, as far as points wise, because Carissa, she's not here either, but Carissa won the discus. And I think we had her winning the shot and the discus at the time. So when she didn't win the shot put, I thought, okay, we're not going to panic, ladies. And then Coach Brian went in the back and talked to Dakota and Naomi and told them, hey, girls, listen, we just gonna have to tighten it up in a couple of areas. Dakota, you gonna have to pull off a miracle, which she did. Third place at 200 because those were points we were not expecting, but we'll just right back up to where we needed to be. So for me, it was just kind of like executing the plan that was already there.
That's awesome, man. So excited for the girls' side. And of course, you got Hunter over there on the pole vault. Your Masters champion, the number one, mark in the state going into the CIF State meet. Hunter, you got the Riverside County record. You're doing all these great things. Are you pleasantly surprised how this year has gone? Like, how have you how would you say this year has gone for you with the CIF State meet still in front of you?
I'm really glad that we got to have a full season this year. This is my first actual full season because I started after my freshman year. So I'm glad that I've been healthy the entire way through. So that's allowed me to actually compete at all these meets. I got to compete at Masters for the first time, and well, that went well. And then after I won like the second that they announced the girls as the winner, so I got to jump, win, and then run over there to celebrate with them.
That's awesome. Hunter, let me ask you this. Pole vault, it's not for everybody, man. It's kind of crazy. How did you get introduced to the sport, and what do you enjoy about it?
gymnastics for 8 years. And then after I quit our athletic director, the secretary said I should try pole vault. And so then I did that right after my freshman year, and I've loved it. So I've been ever since.
And the rest is history. Yeah, going to the CIF State meet as the guy to beat in the pole vault. Coach, let me finish up with you. If we can just turn the camera maybe a little bit more towards you so we can get your pretty face on camera one more time. So, Coach Shauna, going to the CIF State meet, I mean, you guys have already accomplished so much. Is this just kind of like icing on the cake at the end of the season for your athletes?
Absolutely. The state meet with these girls is absolutely icing on the cake. I don't know, you plan for something all year long and then it goes the way you want it to go. And I mean, to just get up there and let them have that experience. I think it'll get them ready for next year. So we can have our sights on maybe one day soon going after a state championship. Because I truly believe that's a different mindset. You know, CIF is one mindset, than actually going over and competing for a team title in this the state. It is another mindset, being that you bring in the northern, the schools up there in the north. So yeah, I think it'll be a great experience for them. As you can see, these girls are young. We're only losing a couple people, which is thank you. But and then it gives us time to prep our other babies in my pocket, for the future.
Coach, what's practice like this week? Do you guys try to have fun, especially for the seniors? Maybe just try to embrace the moment and enjoy just another week of hanging with the team. Like what's this week like for you guys?
It's light, less is more is my philosophy when it gets down to this level. There's nothing that only a workout can really kill them. So, we just trying to have fun, soak up the moment. I think I know school's over for Naomi and Hunter. They're seniors, so the school's over for them. But just coming back out here and having them for a couple more days is great, for all of us, because they'll be gone soon to their UCLA and their respective schools. So we're just trying to have fun until it's time for them to go, and light and bubbly and trying to stay positive.
Well, I hope you guys have a lot of fun this weekend up there at Buchanan High School in Clovis at the CIF State meet. Coach Shauna Bernard-Joseph, thank you so much. And thank you guys. Best of luck this weekend. I know you already have so many great accolades and, accomplishments you've had this season, but going to the CIF State meet, there's only a handful of athletes in the state that can say they've made it this far. So congratulations, guys, on making it all the way to the CIF State meet.
Thank you.
All right, that's the Roosevelt High School track and field team here on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks, guys. And best of luck to the Mustangs this weekend up there at the CIF State meet. Thank you to Coach Shauna and her athletes for always making time and squeezing us in here for a quick interview on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we're going to check in with the University of Redlands football team. We've got head coach Jim Good, associate head coach and D coordinator Joey Mariani. If you don't know, and if you're a high school football fan, you already know this, the U of R has some big-time summer camps for high school football players. I mean, we got the University of Michigan, UCLA, Oregon, so many big-time college football programs come to the U of R, and man, our local high school football players get such great exposure going to these U of R camps. Some of these guys get scholarship offers right there on the spot, so we'll talk Bulldog football and these big-time summer camps coming to the U of R when we come back here on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show Home Edition. We shall be back in the Teen Vision TV 16 studio. Looks like the plan is to do it next week. We will be right back tonight on the Inland Sports Show. This segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods in Norco. Since 1976, Ken Sporting Goods has been #1 in the Inland Empire, providing team uniforms, sports equipment, Letterman jackets, and more. Visit them off Hamner in Norco or online at kensportinggoods.com. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Join Ray Bass and his experienced coaching staff for sports training to become bigger, stronger, and faster. Athletes from all sports, boys and girls, are welcome. Plus, learn more about the Bass Private School at boosttrainingsystems.com. And Danny's Pizza in Yucaipa. Looking for the best pizza in the Inland Empire? Look no more. You'll find it at Danny's Pizza off of Yucaipa Boulevard. Mention the Inland Sports Show and get 20% off your next order. So the next time you're ordering pizza for your family or maybe your entire team, make sure it's Danny's Pizza. Well, look who it is. We're back here at the Boost Performance Training Center here with the Boost man himself, Coach Ray Bass. And Coach Bass, here's another gridiron question for you. And again, thanks for all the the parents out there and maybe some of your athletes who are submitting questions as well for the Boost man. The question this week is, if there's confusion or misconceptions maybe about children or youth getting into athletic training, what's maybe the biggest one of all, the biggest misconception?
I think the number one misconception that parents and people might have about athletic development is that it consists of just practice and competing. There's not enough time dedicated to actual athletic development, adding lean muscle, getting faster, stronger. You improve all those qualities and you're going to be better at your sport no matter what.
Regardless of the sport, right?
Regardless of the sport.
And you do it all here at Boost?
Absolutely.
All right, that's the Boost man, Ray Bass, and you can do it here at Boost Performance Training. If you have a gridiron question for the Boost man for a future edition of this video, make sure you hit the DMs on all their social media platforms. That is Boost Training. And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. Another live and amplified home edition of the Inland Sports Show. We're planning to be back in the Teen Vision TV 16 studio next week. Our director, Johnny Nunez, best in the business, and he is swamped with local graduations, high school and college graduations that he's been directing. So we're hoping to be back in the TV studio come next week. But right now, let's talk some local football. The University of Redlands will begin their summer camp series a week from tonight, actually, on June 1st, next Wednesday. Their summer camp series will kick off, and we're talking about all of the big-time college football programs on the West Coast. University of Michigan as well is going to be popping in. All of these big-time college football programs, they could be anywhere in the world, but they come to the IE and they come to the University of Redlands because they want to see our high school football players right here in the Inland Empire because we are second to none. And it's such great exposure for our high school football players. And for the U of R, man, their coaches are the best. Their facilities are awesome. It's always a great experience. Here's our interview with head coach Jim Good and associate head coach and D coordinator Joey Mariani talking about the camps and talking about the Bulldogs. And it all starts next week on June 1st. And now join us here on the show. We're talking some University of Redlands football. They got those big camps coming up. Man, it's going to be like wall-to-wall football action out there at Ted Runner Stadium. Join us here on the show, head coach Jim Good and associate head coach Joey Mariani as well. And man, awesome to have both of you guys. Love talking Bulldog football. You guys know that. I'm a huge fan. And Coach Good, I'll start with you. A week from today, next Wednesday, we will have the first football camp at the U of R. And can you do a little name dropping, Coach, to start things off about some of the programs that we're going to see roll into the Inland Empire, specifically the U of R?
Yeah, golly, there's a bunch. I mean, there's almost too many to read, but I'll read off the headliners, and I need a cheat sheet to be able to say all the schools. Oregon State starts off with the first camp, and then Washington State's Camp 2, UW's Camp 3, which is on the 3rd. Those are 3 in a row. Then Oregon and Boise State will come into town. I believe that's on the 9th. And then followed, we have a mega camp where we have a whole bunch of teams that show up, and that's a fun one that we actually consider ourselves as the headliner. That's on the 13th, and then the 14th will be Cal and Colorado State. Now, we'll have other schools along with those camps. The headliners, those Pac-12 schools. Michigan's coming, Nevada, Utah State. I'm looking at my notes now just to see Air Force Academy, Portland State, Hawaii, San Diego, Dixie State, which I think they're going to be here in a month, going to be Utah Tech or something. UTEP, Northern Arizona, Colorado, Arizona, UCLA, Montana State. If I repeat some, I'm sorry. Arizona State, Rice. We got a former player on the Rice staff that's even coming out here, which is awesome. And then UNLV, San Jose State, Cal Poly, Idaho. Got a former player, former coach that's on that staff from Idaho. And I've forgotten one or two here. I think I might have said Eastern Washington, maybe not.
But really, because I think it speaks, Coach, to the fact that there's just so many teams coming to the U of R. Like, there's a lot of places where these teams could be going, but they choose to come to the IE. They come to choose, to the University of Redlands. Do you have like a lot of repeat schools? I think I know the answer, but a lot of schools that came, they had it. Let's say, I don't know, you pick whatever Pac-12 school you want, but they had such a great experience here, and the way you guys run the football camp, the talent of players coming out, that they're like, hey, sign us up. Every time you guys do a camp, we're going to be there. Sign us up. Do you have like a lot of the same schools?
Yeah. I don't think it says a little bit about the University of Redlands and our football staff. Our staff does a great job putting these on. But I think it says a lot about the local community and the quality of football players, quality high school coaching that goes on in this local area. I won't mention the coach's name, Coach Mariani, but he says you can swing a dead cat and hit some ballers, within a couple miles of campus. There is some great football in this local area, and these guys, they come and they want to see it. And what's hard to keep track at times is the guys who coach maybe at I'll just say Sac State, and then all of a sudden they end up at maybe Wazoo, and then they go from Wazoo to somewhere else. And so it's hard to keep these guys straight. A lot of these guys will say, oh yeah, I've been to our camps, but it was clear back when I was at University of X. And we've had really great luck with Washington. It's a new staff at Washington, so it'll be fun to see how that goes. The Oregon State staff is probably maybe the most loyal staff. Jonathan Smith came when he was a coordinator at Washington, when Chris Peterson was at Washington. Brian Lindgren was actually a graduate assistant here at Redlands way back before I was here, maybe before Coach Mariani. He's the one that really kind of got this thing going with Colorado when he was the offensive coordinator at Colorado. And he's been real loyal to us. Now, of course, he comes when Oregon State comes. So it's been really fun to get to know a lot of guys at a lot of different levels.
Well, Coach, let me jump over to Coach Mariani, the defensive coordinator as well. And Coach, I'm seeing you pop up on social media a lot right now because you're recruiting the IE real hard right now. Is this an important time of the year for U of R football?
It always is. We always want to get out to the local schools, the 951 and 909 area codes. That's kind of where I'm hitting most of the time. And, that's where I grew up, was in the 909 side. My heart, my loyalty is out to the Inland Empire type guys, coaches and programs. I think that's why everybody comes to our camps too, because everybody in the country understands that the talent level from Anaheim to Central California to, we have people from Hawaii flying in for our camps. We have people coming from all over the place to come to our camp because it's a central location for everybody to come in and get looked at without having to spend a lot of money maybe to go to see a campus. And I think it's a really good deal for everybody involved. But yeah, we went to so many showcases this last 10 days in the Inland Empire, which are absolutely fantastic, man. Our local coaches do absolutely a phenomenal job of coaching and putting those programs together. It's definitely a treat to be out there.
Coach, I think we've talked about this before, the fact that, obviously these kids are coming out and they're getting great exposure by, teams like Colorado and Oregon State, and I could go on and on, some big-time Division I programs. But I got a feeling there's some Bulldogs out there, too. Is this a good way for you guys to maybe see some of that local talent, have everyone come to, to the runner and work out? And I think it's like a win-win for everybody.
I think it really is. We get a lot of, we sign a lot of guys from our camps every year that we're here, from into the University of Redlands program. It's a great opportunity for them to come to see our field, to get coached by our staffs, kind of get the vibe of the campus. A lot of people will drive around our campus on that day just to get a good look at it. We get guys that come to our camps and maybe go to a different school and then maybe leave that school and come back because they remember what it is, our camp. Scott Tinsley, our strong safety guy who is at EPU, the reason why he called us because his very first camp experience was at the University of Redlands. And so he always remembered that and loved our staff. And, so it's a great way for everybody, for us to look at kids, for us to get to know guys. And also for, guys coming back to the IE, they get a really good look at the University of Redlands as well.
Coach, having all these big-time programs come to the U of R, to check out, some of our top high school football players, you can't really get that anywhere else, that kind of exposure. I know a lot of these kids, they'll visit different campuses throughout the summer, but dude, that's a lot of legwork, man. That's expensive. You're flying places, you're traveling, it's time consuming. Man, you could go to the U of R and work out for like 10, 20 different college football programs in the course of a couple nights.
Yeah, and that's why the camps really were created. It's hard for players to get out and to be seen. I mean, the example of trying to fly up to Washington State, you would fly into Spokane, you'd have to rent a car, drive a ways to get to their campus, and then work out in front of their staff. And the nice thing is now their staff can come down here and work out and see guys work out that are from here. And like you said, there's so many schools that these guys can be watched and seen by, and we've got a ton of stories of guys that will come in, they'll work out. Maybe an assistant coach from a Division I school will come up to one of us and say, "Hey, where's Coach so-and-so? I got to show our head coach this kid. I'm so impressed with them." And then kid walks out of here with a scholarship. There was the little running back. I think he actually is in the NFL now. He was a Centennial running back. Taylor, I think it was his last name.
Oh, yeah, J.J. Taylor.
Yeah, and I remember him just at the beginning, back when we did the camps, 5 years ago, 6 years ago when that was, we did a circuit at the beginning. And within the first two stations of that circuit, the running back coach came up to me from Colorado and said, "Hey, where's Coach Mack?" And Coach McIntyre is their head coach at the time. "I got to show him this guy. This guy's unbelievable." And I think the Taylor kid was injured his junior year, so he didn't have any film. And Colorado, if I'm not mistaken, offered him on the spot. He ended up going to Arizona, but that's basically where he was found. Mm-hmm. And there's a ton of stories like that. The number of quarterbacks that have thrown at this camp are unbelievable. It's really kind of fun to see them as freshmen. They throw, as freshmen, they get offers then, or maybe as sophomore, then you end up seeing them Saturday nights on, major college football.
But I also think our camp is also for the kid that just wants to get better. I mean, for $60, you come out here and get world-class coaching on a bunch of different techniques. A lot of guys aren't going to get that Division I scholarship offer and things like that. And I think they get that. But a lot of guys are out here just to get better. And I think one of the main reasons why I think our camp is so popular, too, with everybody is the fact that our guys come out and they get work for an hour and a half, come out there and they work their butts off, get a really good coaching, maybe pick up a few pointers as well to take back to their high school teams as well. So I think it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, it's a good precursor to get ready for the fall season. I know, they do some 7-on-7 stuff like these high school teams, but it's a good way to get some exposure, go up against some great competition as well, to kind of get the juices flowing for the upcoming season. Before I go back to Coach Good, Coach Mariani, how's the defense looking this year? Are you excited about what the U of R is going to be doing on the defensive side of the football this year?
I think we're going to be young this year up front a little bit. We graduated some guys last year in our front six. I think our back half is really, really solid. I'm looking for, expectations are high as usual. I think we got a great group of young people coming in. I think we have a great group of leaders coming back. I'm definitely excited for fall camp to see how this is going to come together and see about the evaluations of the young guys coming in. And I think we did a really good job recruiting this year and on the defensive side and on the offensive side as well. But I'm really excited. I really am. I think it's a great opportunity for guys to come in and see the field immediately in some positions here in our front six, especially.
And for you, Coach Good, I mean, coming off a conference championship, I mean, what's the expectations this year?
Gosh, I'm more worried just about, our report date on August 10th and game one. And that's about as far as I really look. We don't look too far out in the future. We want to attack today and do great, today, and worry about the short term, and the long term will take care of itself. And, just to kind of dovetail with Coach Mariani, what he said about the front, boy, we're going to have a lot of great competition at a lot of different positions. And that's probably what I look forward to more than anything else this season, is the competition that we have at quarterback, on the D line, on the offensive line, and even in the backfield. It's going to be fun. It's going to definitely be a fun preseason.
All right, finally, Coach, if there's high school football players watching this show, and we usually do have a pretty good, strong, high school football audience, where can these guys still sign up to maybe go to one of these camps coming up in the next couple of weeks at the U of R?
Well, that's a great question. The skills section of the camps are full. So we try to put a cap on it, just from the standpoint, I think if we had everybody come out that wanted to come out, I don't know if the camp experience would be the quality that we want it to have. We want guys to get reps. Coach Mariani mentioned about getting better, and that's what we want, is guys that have opportunities to get reps, be seen, get an opportunity to get coached and get better. And if we had 400 or 500 kids at a skills session, that probably wouldn't happen. The positive is the O-line, D-line, we've got space. And the O-line, D-line, I got to be honest with you, I think there's a ton of great coaching that goes on in that session with our offensive line coaches and defensive line coaches and the staffs from other places. So if they want to register, they can get online. IE Football Camps is our website. If you don't want to go that route, you can go follow Coach Mariani or myself on Twitter, and that's pretty much how we will definitely get that information out online.
Well, guys, you are the best. I love these football camps. I'm going to be coming out and checking out a couple in person as well. And I know it's what a great event, great exposure for our local high school players here in the Inland Empire. So Coach Good, Coach Mariani, guys, thank you always for your time. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you in the next week or so out there at one of the camps.
Beth, we're looking forward to it. And like I always tell you, you are awesome. Just the support you give us and our program, but more importantly, the support that you give the local community and high school players and all the sports and coaches and everything that you do is much, much appreciated. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, you're the man, Pat. Seriously, I've been telling you that for a long time. And it's definitely true, man. Seriously, Inland Empire and what you do for the young people from every sport that high schools offer, no matter what it is, you do a great job of sharing that exposure equally. And I think you do a fantastic job and a great service to the community, bud. So thank you.
Well, I appreciate that, guys, and we try to, like you said, cover everything. But I got to be honest, I'm a little partial to the Bulldogs. I try not to play favorites, but I love the Bulldogs. I love U of R football, so
that's okay. That's okay. I have no problem with that at all.
Coach Good, Coach Mariani from the U of R here on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks, guys.
All right, Pat. Thanks, bud.
Those guys are the best. Coach Jim Good, the head coach of the Bulldogs, running the offense. Joey Mariani, associate head coach, running the defense, and putting on some great summer camps for our high school football players here in the IE. All right, finally, before we go, also at the University of Redlands, my boy, Coach Corey out there with the men's basketball team wanted me to share this. The summer youth basketball camps are going down. There's the link to register at the bottom of that flyer. So if you want to learn from the Bulldogs, you want to hoop it up, there's the information. University of Redlands basketball summer youth camps. And there's the dates, there's the ages, and there's a link to register. And tell them the Inland Sports Show sent you when you talk to Coach Corey out there with the Bulldogs. All right, we're going to take another quick break here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we got our big boost play of the week. It was a dramatic finish in the CIF Southern Section Division I softball championship game. We will also hear from Cal State San Bernardino slugger Kyle Sakin from Santiago High School when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show. We will return right after this.
Thank God, first of all. I thank the great people that I've got around me that help support me, the people that work for me. As I started, if it wasn't for the people around me, we probably wouldn't be here right now, but I've got a great staff. I've got great people that do stuff for us outside the store, and we've been very, very fortunate. Our service is impeccable, and we just keep trying to get better every year. We can do online stuff for your teams, as well as, like I said, the screen printing, the embroidery. We also have 3 women that do extra sewing for us, like tackle tool on uniforms, or the bling or rhinestones for different shirts for the ladies. That's why we have certain racks just for certain schools, and the fun about that is that it turns into other schools that may come in here that aren't as close, that we can do stuff for them as well. We've had very, very good customers throughout the years, and it's just been a blast.
What up, y'all? Boost Man here with a quick 2 cent. Listen, the reason why you fell short of your goals is because you never had them to begin with. You may have had an idea of what you wanted, but you didn't breathe life into it. You didn't write it down and share it with friends and family, so that way it becomes real. And because it was never really real, you never really went after it. Boost Man.
Yeah, you know what? Steph Curry, obviously, do you remember, let's go in the Wayback Machine when he was at Davidson, and like he carried Davidson through March Madness, through the NCAA tournament. So you almost saw the writing on the wall, right, from a long ways, that he could, when he gets hot, he could carry a team through a postseason run, and he's done it before, and it sure looks like he's doing it again. He's a model of consistency, man. You kind of just know what you're going to get with him. He doesn't have a lot of off nights. And now you got Klay Thompson. He's not 100%, but he's still pretty good. You got Draymond Green. He's going to play defense. And Patrick, I'll be honest, man, the Warriors have a couple guys on their team that I actually had to look up, like these Jordan Pooles, Looney, like these guys who are pretty good players. They're not household names, but they're pretty good, and they make a good overall team.
Boy, you see the kind of the nucleus that they have with those really good players, but then you have Steve Kerr bringing in another platoon of these young kids. Dare I say this? I think the PGA Tour needs to give Tiger a raise, because he obviously came back early to pump up the tour a little bit.
Yeah.
He was hobbling like crazy. He's hurting badly, and they should not be allowing him to do that. He's not going to stop himself.
No, he's not. He's going to go out there. He's going to give it everything he has, even if he's remotely healthy enough to do something like that. You know, Tiger Woods, his name almost is like Babe Ruth to me. It's almost in this Herculean atmosphere where it sounds like almost like folklore, like Paul Bunyan or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, we always expect him to be able to do it, and he tried, man. He made the cut. He made it into the weekend. He played on Saturday, but like his body was just not holding up, and I just feel like we expect him to not only play, but we expect him to compete. We want to see his name towards the top of the leaderboard. Check it out, KCAL 96.7 FM every Monday and Thursday morning with my boys Patrick and 40. All right, here in this segment on the Inland Sports Show, home edition, check out our Big Boost Play of the Week. Let's take you to the CIF Southern Section Division I Championship game. And, man, what a dramatic finish between Roosevelt and Los Alamitos for the title. Roosevelt went into the final inning trailing 4-1, and that was Emily Carr with a 3-run single to win it for Roosevelt. 5-4, your final score, and Roosevelt is your CIF Southern Section Division I champion of the world. Man, can you believe it? What a finish for the Mustangs, and that is no doubt our big boost play of the week. Congratulations to the Mustangs. And now, as we told you, the regionals will be coming out next week, so we'll see the brackets this week, and we'll see where Roosevelt will be playing. Coming up very, very soon on IEMG, that is IEMG TV3 in San Bernardino County, and also the IE Media Group YouTube channel. You can check out our exclusive interview with Cal State San Bernardino head baseball coach Mike Nato and slugger Kyle Sakin, who wrapped up his career with the Coyotes, formerly of Santiago High School. Man, Kyle had a great year, led the conference in home runs, broke the school record for home runs in a season with 20. Here's a little clip of our interview that you can find on IEMG with the great Kyle Sakin. You played for my boy Ty de Trinidad out there at Santiago out there in, in Corona.
I remember the old highlights.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. But what was it? I think 20 home runs, during the regular season, Did you ever, at any level, youth baseball, Santiago, anywhere, did you ever have home run numbers like you enjoyed this year?
No, Santiago, I hit my first home run my junior year, and then I hit 2 my senior year. And then before this year, I had 4 collegiate home runs. So, yeah, I had 7 before this year.
So, Kyle, how rewarding was this season for you? Again, coming back, I think you were, maybe 6 years at Cal State? I know you're working on the Masters. But how rewarding was it for you knowing, hey, I want to come back, I want to play another, one more year, and to have a season like you did? It must have felt great.
It did. It was 4 years until, 4 seasons that we played. And then this year we came out, and I think we had the preseason poll come out, and we were ranked 10th. So our team just kind of rallied behind that. And then just having the season go into the postseason for my last year, it meant a lot to me. So,
what do you think, Kyle? Because obviously you've been around the program for a little bit. What do you think was the difference this year? Was it, Coach, talking about family and the closeness of this group? Was it the pitching and the power hitters? You guys put up a lot of runs this season as well. What do you think was different about this year's team that you guys were able to have so much success?
I think it was that family kind of culture and that family atmosphere that we had, because for the most part, we have all the same players. We have the same hitters, the same pitchers, but we just came together as a family, and we just rode that through the entire season. And after the Point Loma series, it put us on the back foot, but then we regrouped, reassessed, and figured out what kind of team we are, and came back and played to the best of our ability.
And be sure to catch the entire interview with Kyle Sakin and Coyotes head coach Mike Nato on the next edition of Sports Weekly on IEMG. You can find that also on the IE Media Group YouTube channel coming this week. And finally, we saved the best for last. We're giving away 4 free tickets to the Inland Empire 66ers every single week throughout the season right here on the Inland Sports Show. All you got to do is watch to win. And in fact, this is the first week we're doing it, so we're going to make it very, very easy. The very first person to jump in the DMs on Inland Sports Twitter or Instagram will win 4 tickets to the Inland Empire 66ers absolutely free. So all you got to do is follow Inland at Inland Sports on Instagram or Twitter. Send me a DM, says, Pep, I watched the show, I want the tickets, and I'll know exactly what you want. I will get your name and your phone number, pass it along to the 66ers, so whenever you want to go, you can just slide up to San Manuel Stadium, and you will have 4 tickets waiting for you to check out the proud affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. That's the Inland Empire 66ers. Again, 4 free tickets every single week here on the Inland Sports Show. And this first week, we're going to make it super easy. Just message me on Inland Sports Instagram or Inland Sports Twitter. The first one to do it gets the 4 free tickets this week. But again, we'll be doing it each and every week throughout the season. Good luck. I'm going to check my DMs soon as we finish the show here. Well, we appreciate you tuning in. We are planning to be back in the Teen Vision TV 16 studio come next week after the most of the graduation season is over, and our director, Johnny Nunez, won't be quite as busy. But again, we appreciate you tuning in to an at-home edition of the show tonight. Make sure you're following and subscribing on all of our social media platforms and our YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it. Stay safe out there. God bless you. My name is Pep Fernandez, and we will see you next time.